So, Pluto, I watched one of your videos. It's about the plantation video. This is Yusuf Al-Tahir. I agree, fully. We're stuck as slaves. Not, light slavery, I'll say. It's not like, parts of Africa and the Middle East where they actually will raid a village and, actually, whip people, cut their, Achilles tendon so they can't run and, use them as slaves or chain women to beds type of thing. This all starts at the Protestant Reformation. The idea of individualism, but collectivism. I see modern atheism, and I use that almost in quotation marks. Many of the very vocal atheists I know are pro-government. They want more government. There's some that are libertarian, but I don't see that as a way of freedom either. Capitalism and communism both are bad news. Obviously, one is far, far more worse than the other. But the government pushing Christianity, I think the problem is that it begins with the education system. That people simply don't even know what Christianity is. And they form this kind of group think, through, kind of how the music that they play influences us. How gangster rap and movies and shows about the thug life and all of that pumped into the ghettos enforce the idea that that's how it should be. In the United States, religion is a filthy, dirty word. Being spiritual is good. You don't dare say the word heretic. And it's weird because the Americans, you have no religion. I saw a sign that said Bible-based church. How ridiculous is that, a Bible-based church? So you're getting your Christianity from the Bible? Okay, whatever, you kind of have to just write them a get well soon card and move on. I just shook my head and laughed and kind of almost in pain, oh God, that kind of thing. The government has too much power, and I believe in abstention from voting. I used to be a Democrat, obviously, Chicago Democrat, both before and after I had been a socialist and gone towards Marxism, but quickly pulled away from it. Now I'm what would be considered extreme right-wing, except I'm not right-wing for the United States. I probably would be seen as something of a leftist or an anarchist in the United States. Because I'm a nationalist. I believe all peoples have the right to live on their own land and live according to their own culture without imperialism. You know, it was the Puritans that formed the mentality that's destroying the United States, or that's brought us to this point of being enslaved to the government, taxed at every corner. You know, you work like a dog, doesn't matter. And taking away the idea of manhood. I mean, there's no religion for the people to embrace. That's why we see mass conversions to Islam and things like that. There's no discipline as a man. If you wake up and you say you wake up and if you do your morning prayers, midday prayers, your evening prayers, and you live a disciplined life, aiming for dignity, virtue, and honor, the world doesn't like that. And to reject consumerism, we have no collective festivals. All the festivals are as non-denominational as you can get. Christmas is de-Christianized. What do we see? Joel Osteen on TV and Joyce Myers, and she'll say God bless and Jesus and stuff like that. But as of employing religion, like, you know, fasting periods, a liturgical calendar, set times of worship, set times of fasting, you know, things that will actually get you to discipline yourself instead of running the rat race and basically taking the emphasis off of money. And when you hear all the propaganda, you go, yeah, well, that's a bunch of crap. I believe in what the IRA did, abstentionism. There's a point when the weapon has to be picked up. Even Thomas Jefferson backed up the idea that the tree of liberty needed to be fertilized with the blood of patriots and tyrants, often. And I think that's where we've gotten to this point. We're caught between the dicks, the bullies, and the wimps. The bullies and the wimps. I mean, the idea that it's unchristian to put a chemical in your body, I mean, again, it's not even 100 years old, that idea. Now, through the populace, people, oh, it's a sin. No, it's not. And the funny thing is that the people are so terrified of of teaching anything about Western history that includes Christianity, but they won't confront Islam. I wound up losing half my family and every childhood friend, and when I said, when when I looked at Sahih Bukhari and said, I believe Muhammad was a violent butcher who did tremendously evil things and raped and stole, and that's not from God. Right? Now, the historical Christianity, the religion that actually does not believe in God or gods, it's the God, it's the existing one above the gods, he who is Yahon, included that as Logos, which the closest parallel I could give would be the Tao. If you know anything about Taoism, that's the concept of Logos, but in the English translations they translate it as word. So you have people who aren't part of the church reading a compilation of books out of context and then trying to form beliefs out of that, but they don't even follow any of the rituals in there. No liturgy. I mean, look at their views on the Eucharist or the baptism. It's crazy. What they're pushing is this feel-good spirituality, and it's individualized. It's so it's good for you, but then again, you don't want to be outside the herd. But you want to be outside the herd. You want to be individualistic, but you still want the better cell phone and this and that, and it's very crafty how it is. Armed rebellion is the best way. Unfortunately, I disagree with you. I think most atheists lean way too far left and believe that more government is the solution. And if only the government would allow us to use drugs. Use them. Go ahead. Or Christianity in the West is proselytizing. Proselytizing is one of the worst things in the world. I despise missionaries from America that go and proselytize anywhere else in the world. It's one of the most appalling things to me. But are we slaves? Well, we're definitely not free, and we're definitely losing our freedom, and we don't care. So we're sheep. We're sheep. And the only reason I won't choose slave is because, that woman with her Achilles tendon slashed, being raped every night, she's a sex slave. We're sheep. I might speak more on this. Peace to you.